Brilliant. Hello everybody. Here we are. Give me a moment. I just want to get myself on the right page on my tablet. Me and Louise have been so excited to do this today. There's been a lot of preparation and wow, let me just see if it's coming. Saying we're live on Facebook.
It's showing us live on Ascended Masters Sarah
Yay!
page. Yeah.
So that's the first success of the evening. So, I'm Rachel Goodwin. I'm a channel for Sarah and an energy healer, and I work with New Earth energies. I'm a healer priestess. And this is my second Sarah book that we are bringing to you tonight. And with me is the lovely Louise. Would you like to introduce yourself, Louise?
I'm Louise Cohen. I work with the Sarah Healing System, and I'm delighted to have so many people joining us. And if you have any questions or comments that you wish to ask, please do use the chat facility, and we will try to get through as many of them as we possibly can, because we want to hear your input, because it's a very special occasion for all of us. So please do get involved.
Thank you. I can already see Eurissa is there. Hi, Eurissa. That's good to see you here. So we thought to start with we would do a little meditation to bring us all into sacred space together. And the people who are joining after this will just automatically come into this lovely energy with us. So we're going to call in some of the Sarah healing energies that we work with in the Sarah healing system. And the first energy we call in is this beautiful white energy of Sarah's angels. She has her own angels. And then we call in Sarah's violet flame, which is a beautiful lilac colour. And you might see on the book cover behind me that those colours are quite prominent on the book cover. And the last one is the green colour, and that is like Sarah's energy of healing and manifestation and of the life force. And so we'll bring those energies in now. So just close your eyes for a moment, and we can imagine that Sarah's angels are surrounding us in a beautiful circle of white light. And all of us here together today are in Sarah's sacred circle, and we form the inner circle. And the angels are all around us on the outside, Sarah's angels who work with her and her life purpose, her ascended master purpose that she has here with us. And those angels, they radiate in this beautiful white light through all of us here into the center of the circle, and just allow that energy to flow through every part of your being, every cell in your body. And as we continue to soak up that beautiful bright white light, Sarah's violet flame comes into the circle with us, all these little sparkles of lilac violet energy. And this transforms and transmutes the space that we're sitting in, as well as all of the energy around us and within us. Transforming and transmuting anything that needs to go now. All is well, all is well, all is well. And then finally, Sarah's energy comes in right into the centre of the circle in this powerful pillar of beautiful, bright green light. And so each of us is now surrounded by a pillar, a column of Sarah's vibrant, vibrating energy of life force, this beautiful green energy. So welcome to all of you. Welcome to all of you who are joining. It'd be lovely if you dropped in the chat or the comments where you're from and where you're watching from. Just say hello. So I'm going to show you the cover of the book now. Let me see. Let me do my bit of technology. Okay. To give me a moment. That's Lauren from Texas. Perhaps you want to read out the things that come up in the chat, Louise, and I'll just have a little find about for my images.
Just waiting to see if there's any comments coming through. Nikki, I can see Nikki Mariana. I'm in Hampshire in the UK. Welcome, Nikki Mariana. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, please do post them in the comments and I shall read them out. Welcome, Eurissa from South Africa. How beautiful. Thank you very much for finding the time to come and be with us. Annette is saying congratulations with the book. Thank you very much for joining us, Annette.
And here it is. Here's the book. So the reason...
Would you like to...
Sorry. Go on, Louise, go on.
I was just going to ask, why is this book coming out now?
Oh, right. Hang on, because I'm still on the book cover at the moment.
Okay.
The reason why we've invited everyone to come with us and have this book launch this evening is if you want to buy the book, this is a really good time for us, for you to buy it, because it's coming out on Amazon. And Amazon have a system where if a lot of people buy the book at the same time, it pushes it up the ratings and a lot more people see that book, basically. And really, this is a coming out party for Sarah tonight in very many ways. And I'll be talking more about that and also about the cover. But I'll just stop that share now. There we are. So, Louise, you were going ahead. Do you want to carry on?
Yeah. Why is your book coming out now?
Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, let me just tune in to the words that want to come through. I'll just read out a little bit from the back of the book. And it says, this book is being released within divine timing. Are you ready for Sarah's call? So I've been working with Sarah. She first came to me in 2006. So this book, it's in a way, it's kind of my life's work, or at least from 2006 and until now. And when I very first started working with Sarah, there was really very little about her. I was very alone, it felt, in many, many ways. And I asked Cheryl Hall to do a picture for me of Sarah, which is on my website. And it was because I was talking to her all the time, like in my own head. And I wanted to have a picture to look at her. So that was kind of the start of it. But if we like fast forward to where we are now, it feels very, very different, because Mary Magdalene, her energy has spread exponentially. And also now, within that kind of beautiful, divine, feminine energy, Sarah's influence is just starting its journey out there, really. So that even though there have been a few of us working with Sarah for some years, this really feels like it's her time that we're coming into now. So yeah, there are very, very few books about Sarah. I do have a blog on my website that lists all the books that I've been able to find, things about Sarah in there, and we have a link. We have a link for that. I don't know if you can drop that.
Shared it in.
Yeah, brilliant,
in both
brilliant.
groups. Yeah.
So I wanted to, So when I was putting the book together, I came across this channeling that I did, and honestly, I'd completely forgotten about it. But it's right at the beginning, because it sort of says why Sarah's here, really. So I'm going to read this out. There's much that needs to be said about life as it is in this day and age. Much that needs to be understood about the dynamics that are at play in the society in which you live. Much that, when it is understood and you see the truth of what is really happening, you will find that you naturally do something quite different. Your old behaviours, thoughts and feelings are no longer what they once were, and are changed just from realising the conscious understandings that I have come to give you. There is a new way to live, a new way to be, and it is manifesting on the earth now. And the earth is being made anew. It is a new beginning. It is the age of Aquarius coming to pass, and you are all instrumental in this occurrence. It is why you are all here. Each of you has your perfect part to play, and these parts to be played are hidden away in the desires of your hearts and souls. I am the key. I can be the key for you to unlock the mysteries, finding the divinity within you, and the magic of knowing these truths of who you are and what you are to do firsthand. Experience them directly for yourselves. Then you can know them. Then you can manifest them. Then you can be exactly as you are, the divine's hands and feet here on the earth. I am Sarah, come to teach you ways of being who you are. May blessings come down upon you each and every moment of your lives. Blessed be. Amen. Ascended Master Sarah. Oh yes. And I think really reading through that's kind of what I've been living through, the process that she's talking about since I first started connecting with her. And the people who feel her call, which is all of you, there's a reason why you're being called. There's a reason why you're connected to her. And she has a special place for you. She has the key in many ways. And I can't remember how long ago it was. It's not long after I started working with her, but I went to Rennes-le-Château. So it could have been like 2009, something like that. And those words actually came into my head about her being the key, but in French, which, you know, like a lot of English kids, I did French at school, but don't really remember a lot of it. But I can remember those words coming into my head in French and wondering what on earth she was talking about. So yeah, it just reminded me of that. reading that channeling. So where are we, Louise? Where have we got to?
Would you like me to share a few comments from?
Yes,
Would that be
please.
okay to do
Yeah,
that? Okay,
yeah.
a lot of people saying hello. There's Pamela from Illinois, Atlanta from Yorkshire, UK, Alison from England, Angel from Maryland, greetings from Greece, that's from Maria, and Deb is from Derbyshire, UK, all saying hello and showing their support. We have some more hellos from Sergio. He's saying, hi, Rachel and Louise. He's from Brazil. So I'll just check if there's any more.
Oh, that's lovely. I just bought a harmonium from Illinois. I got it a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't actually source one in Europe, and someone told me about a shop there called Old Delhi. And yeah, my harmonium has come to me all the way from Illinois, and I was very, very excited to receive it because I want to do more chant work. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, so everything everything in this book, it's either things I've heard or that I've channeled or that I've come across, but they're all the things that resonated with me over the years with Sarah. So it's quite a big book. There's quite a lot in it. And in fact, we had to take quite a lot out of it because it was getting too big. So there is going to be like an accompanying, I can't say it. There's going to be a book to go with it that I'll tell you about a bit later. But I needed to get this out, even though it's quite big, because the next books are ready to come out as well. So I just had to get it out and get it done. Yeah. So I'll just show you the book again if I can find it. Oh dear. Here we are. Can I screen share you? That's the question. Yeah.
So the book's basically Amazon. Is that the best place for people to go?
Yeah.
They're Amazon.
It is the only place for people to go. Is their local Amazon, because that is where the book is published. Okay. And it's published as a paperback. There it is. It's published as a paperback and it's published as a Kindle on there. Yeah. And yeah, just go to your local Amazon. It should be on all of them, and get it from there. And if you buy it today, it will help it be more of a success on Amazon and be visible to more people when they go looking for spiritual books, because so many people have never heard of Sarah. They don't know who she is or why she's here. And, you know, it's important, the work that she's doing. So I think we're on to the next bit now, Louise.
Okay. Would you like to say more about what the book is about?
Yeah.
Else, please.
So I've got a nice quote here. If I can find the right bit. So the reason why I've called the book Weaving the Strands of Sari. So Sari is a name that came to me many years ago as part of a Sanskrit chant. And yay, it is the suffix you put on the end of the divine feminine powers like Lakshmi or Sarasvati. It's a Shakti word, which is like feminine power, divine feminine power. And the chant that came through was Om Shri Sariye Narayani Namostute. And I explain a bit about that in the book. So that's why she's called Sariye. And weaving the strands. So a lot of us have heard about the red thread. And I'll talk a bit about that first. So Megan Watterson has written a lot about this. If any of you have read her book, she writes the red thread is a symbol of the unbroken transmission of the spiritual legacy of the divine feminine, the spiritual teachings that are innate to us, that course through our blood, that stream out through us when we dare to love. So Sarah shares this thread. She is her mother's daughter. She too is part of the legacy of the divine feminine, and her teachings are built upon the wisdom of her ancestors, her mother, her father, and those that came before. But when I came to write the book, what really stood out for me is how many different threads that Sarah has. And I'll go on reading out a bit from the book. When I thought about Sarah's thread and what colour that could be, I had an immediate knowing that Sarah is limitless. Her archetypal energy is that of oneness and integration. She is in all of the spheres, meaning she is in all of the dimensions. She can't be defined. She can't be put into a box. Her essence cannot be described by only one colour. So that's what I've done. Each chapter in the book has a different colour. And I put all the chapter headings in here to make it easier for people to find things. So under the green thread, we've got all the headings, and the green thread, that's about Sarah. And if I had to choose one colour for Sarah, it would be green, because she has this beautiful energy of the life force, of nature, which is why I have like a forest picture behind me. I went out to our local forest and took this today, and these little flowers that are coming up, they're anemona, and I've got some crystals here on the side of me, and those are lilac amethysts, and they are a beautiful crystal to work with Sarah's violet flame. Has a beautiful soft, gentle energy. Yes. So we have an about Sarah, we have a Gaia chapter, that's the blue thread. Healing in Sarah's angels, that's the white thread. Sarah has different flames that she works with, and I've called that the violet thread. She's very connected to the new earth, the new age, that's the platinum thread. Sarah's teachings of wisdom, that's yellow. Weaving the oneness, I've put that as a golden thread. You are the power, the pink thread. And the ancestors and the future is the black thread. And we have an afterword that has some quite interesting things in as an orange thread. So in this book, there's lots of channelings, but there's also, as I said, all the information that I've been able to kind of glean about Sarah, either from channelings or from things that I've come across. Oh, sorry, I just started talking on my phone. I switched myself off there. So where have we come to, Louise?
Being loved.
Oh, fantastic. Would you like to read that out for us?
Okay. So this next excerpt is from chapter 6, from the Being Loved channeling, the yellow thread, Sarah's teaching. So, if you would like to be as one with the divine, then a mystery, a secret, is that you must bring yourself into vibrational alignment with the divine. And this is one way that can help you to do so. By intentionally acting as the divine, and so little by little, day by day, you will become more and more into alignment with the perfect pure vibration of the divine source. Some might think it would take a lifetime or even many, many lifetimes to reach such lofty vibrational heights as these. But I tell you that in this time, and this place, and in this moment, all is possible. Divine grace is all around you of such incredible magnitude that even the very smallest effort, the very tiniest intent will propel you forwards in such leaps and bounds that before you could never have imagined that you could reach so far or climb so high or feel such bliss. These are special times, and they are yours to seize the incredible opportunities that are existing right now just for you. This is why you are here, why you came here, to remember who you are. Don't waste away your life thinking enlightenment and ascension are only for the few. They are not. They're for all of us. For all of us here on this earth have the potential for enlightenment. And a great proportion of us can achieve that in this very one lifetime we are living on this earth. Of course, many of you have the advantage being old souls who have gone around the block a few times. So what are you waiting for? Don't you want to return home? All is well. All is well. All is well. Whether you achieve enlightenment within one lifetime is not the important thing for an eternal being. Any desire, any intent, any work or effort you make will move you closer to your goal. So why not start now and seize the opportunities held in this moment? And just imagine now how it feels to be held in that divine embrace. How good it feels that you are loved. And all is well. All is well. All is well. With these blessings showering down upon you, I give you my love and bid you farewell. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be Sarah.
Amen.
Amen indeed.
That's one of my favourite channelings, actually. There's more to it that's really, it's just such a profound teaching. So we have I can see a few more people. Laura saying hello from Portugal. Tony, hi Tony, from Derbyshire. Evelina is in Sweden. Hi Lena. And Johnny is from Idaho in the USA. So good to have such a global gathering. I really enjoy that. I don't get to travel much these days. Alison says that was wonderful. Thank you, Alison. Well, I hope you all buy the book and get to read all of it. There's so much goodness in this book that I really love. It was really hard to sorry, Sumi, can you mute yourself? You're coming up on the screen. You've managed to unmute yourself. Can you just talk a minute, Louise, while I just sort that out?
Yes. I'll just give another opportunity for people to have a look at the book. Have a look at the front cover, because this is what we're going to be talking about in just a moment. I'll just zoom in very closely. That's the front, and I'll just turn over so you can see the back. Okay.
Thank you, Louise. And there's Jeremiah. Hello, Jeremiah. I'm so excited for this. Huge congratulations, Rachel, from Sacramento, California. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it has been many years in the making, this book. And it does feel really special. It really does feel like this is divine timing. And, you know, when I look around the world, I think, yeah, and we really need it. We really need it. We really have come to do this work. Sabina is saying, hi, dear Louise and Rachel from the Netherlands. Fantastic. I lived in the Netherlands for a couple of years, actually, in a town called Brunsum, down the bottom, right near Maastricht. Oh, and Alanta says she's looking forward that her book is arriving tomorrow. It's been such a beautiful experience getting this done, getting the cover done, which I'm going to talk about now. I'm going to talk about the cover a little bit because there's some beautiful imagery on the front of this book. I'll start with the small things. We've got 3 candles there. So Sarah has 3 flames. She's got 3 flames. So there's represented by that. Sarah is the Holy Grail, and we've got a beautiful golden chalice. And then we have the cross of the Carmarg, which is very much associated with Mary Magdalene and with Sarah, because that is the place in France, Santa Marie de la Mer, where the 3 Marys landed. And in that story, one of them is Sarah. And there's so much magic and mystery around that. Yeah, and from that story, we often get the reference to Sarah or Sarah la Kali, which in French means Sarah the Black. And I asked the artist to draw Sarah as a black woman for the cover of this book, for not just one reason, but a few different reasons. Would you like to read out that little bit about Sarah the Black, Louise?
I will indeed. This is taken from chapter 1, The Green Thread, about Sarah. Sarah the Black. As already mentioned, one of Sarah's names in French is Sarah la Kali, meaning Sarah the Black. This has a link to the name Sarah the Egyptian, meaning she was dark-skinned, and also the effigy of Sarah in the church of Sainte Marie de la Mer is very dark, like a black Madonna. In the channeling Sarah la Kali in chapter 7, Sarah says, I am that which is created here on earth, the darkness, primordial matter. To reach the light of God, transcendent and formless, is to go through me, the darkness, and manifest creation of form, matter, and all being. But where I am, God is. So this is Sarah as Sophia, the Black Madonna. We continue. In chapter 3, she describes the healing energy of this aspect of herself in the channeling, waiting in the darkness. But more than this, Sarah the Black means to me an ancient genealogy, going back to the beginnings of time. She has shown herself to me as a Black woman, and it resonates deeply with me. Inside this energy, there is primordial ancient wisdom, wordless and full of power. In this vision, where I see the Black woman, we have dropped deeper than the mental layer. Her eyes shine with knowing, and there is a communication between us without words. It is a paradox that, although Sarah is a new ascended master, the energy of oneness that she represents is older than that of the divine masculine and feminine. It is what we were before the separation. We're coming back into oneness now, after having gone through the experience of being in separation. The circle is being completed.
Thank you. Thank you. I love hearing those words read out. This is such a deep aspect, Sarah, and it's one of my favourite ones. And last year I kept getting this really strong, just like originally when I asked Cheryl to do the painting for me of Sarah, again, it was like I wanted to see her as a black woman. And I asked a Facebook friend, a lovely woman, Coral Newberry, to do a painting, because she already has some beautiful paintings of Sarah and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, and she did one for me. So I'm just going to show you that picture. If I can share that now, share screen. Oh, yes, there we go. Yeah, and I love the expression in Sarah's eyes on this, and she's wearing the fleur-de-lis, which is like, it's another way of drawing the triquetra, because Sarah has this triple aspect, and Coral put like bees around her, which is that's a whole nother thing to Sarah's energies. That's not in the book, but that's something that will be coming up in future times with her. And the colour of her headscarf that's her violet flame. It's just so incredibly beautiful, that colour. And I think Coral will be able to send people prints if they want to buy them. She has an Etsy shop. I'll put the link in to the chats for people. And she also sells like Sarah candles, and I think Mary Magdalene ones, where she has these beautiful pictures that she puts on like on the glass. So yeah, I wanted to share that because Cheryl painted that, because Coral painted that because I asked her to, and she's just so beautiful. I could just like get lost in those eyes. They're just so loving, absolutely so loving. Have we got any more comments, Louise?
Comments. Larissa says lunar quartz feels like a Sarah stone to me. Johnny has said hello from Idaho, USA, blessings and love. And Laura Leah Silva has said she's bought the Kindle version. There was a comment further on Zoom about where you got inspiration from your book, and that was mentioned earlier.
So I'm just putting Coral's link in to the chat.
Alanta's looking forward to her book arriving tomorrow. So thank you very much, Alanta, for sharing that with us.
Where's the chat here?
Nikki Marianne is saying that she loves the Black Sarah painting and it looks stunning. Indeed it does. Thank you very much for your comment, Nikki Marianne.
There we go. That's Coral's link. So yeah, and another thing about that cover is the dress that she's wearing is Ethiopian style. And I haven't been to Ethiopia, but I get a really strong link to Sarah with it, to the land, to the energy there. And it's interesting, they had a really early connection to Christianity, and I read that people believe that Matthew, who was one of the original disciples, went there and taught there, but that they started building these amazing Christian churches out of the rock in 300 and I saw this date and I thought, why did they pick that date? But it was 333 AD. So the 333 numbers, but maybe because I often get these feelings and these informations long before I actually get any information, but it feels she had to have an Ethiopian dress. So she did. She got an Ethiopian dress, and there's all that beautiful imagery of water. And then you can't see it on the picture behind me, but there is a beautiful. Perhaps do you want to show your picture, Louise? People can see the earth on there.
What the printed copy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just get it for you. There.
You have to talk, Louise, otherwise you won't get the screen.
Can you see it okay?
Yeah, can you? Yeah, I couldn't see the earth bit though. We can't see it unless you talk, Louise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
There it is.
Is that better now? Is that better for you? Can you see it okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
So that earth, that earth in the picture, it's like, it's the earth, but it looks really cosmic as well. And there's these beautiful energies sort of around on the clouds, like this is sort of this yellow golden colour, which is the divine masculine energy of Yeshua. And then in the bushes, you've got these beautiful red flowers, and that's the Magdalene. And there's all this water running through, because Sarah is very, very connected to water. So it kind of has, there's so many connections in that art cover. And Louise asked me if like I could make it available for people. And although I don't have the capacity to be getting things printed, I'm going to put up a digital copy up on my website that you'll be able to get it out and just get it printed. You got that printed for about £3, wasn't it, Louise?
It was very inexpensive to have done. Yeah, a real treasure, I have to say. I feel very privileged to have a copy.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, she's beautiful artist, the woman who did the cover for me. That was Kozakura, and that was from Fiverr, and she's absolutely amazing. Oh, I can see something here from Anna. When I first started channeling, I was stung by a bee in my throat. There was a tree that I would always honour because there was a beehive in the trunk. I knew it was medicine. I'm so excited. My book arrives on the 4th. Oh, the 11th of the 4th. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting it. And Belinda's there. Hello, Belinda. Hello, beautiful souls from Wales. So looking forward to the book, Rachel. The picture that Coral did is so very familiar and very beautiful. Yeah, it is. It's really lovely. So, where are we now? Oh, yes. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about, there's been lots of stuff happening for me in the last few months, and then in the last weeks, a lot of you who follow me on Facebook know that my brother went missing, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this because Sarah is, well, she's all about keeping it real. She is about integrating the dark with the light and the light with the dark. And when we work with her for our healing purposes, we don't try and pretend about things, really. There's a lot about like really being who we truly are and having that intent of integrity and speaking our truth, but also in that it's about being truthful about what we're feeling and like uncovering the layers. So that's why I wanted to talk a bit about my brother and how that's been. But would you read that Waiting in the Darkness excerpt, Louise, for us?
It's on page 101, bottom of page 101. Blessings be upon you. I am Sarah. Darkness is a time for you to develop your strength, overcome your fears, and light up your life. Until the darkness comes, what little will you know of these fears? When it comes, batten down your hatches, go into the quiet spaces, fill up your reserves with food and water, as you may not be going out for some time. Be with what you need to be with. Say hello to what is there. Try not to judge, to dismiss, to cast away. It has come to tell you its story, and it deserves to be heard. We are drawn ever towards the light, back home to ourselves, but we do this by going through into the darkness, those darkest places in ourselves where we have hidden our most shameful secrets, our deepest pains, those things in ourselves which we wish never to see again, never to feel or hear or even know about. And yet they are there, waiting in the darkness, waiting to be owned and honoured and acknowledged as part of ourselves. We could see these parts of ourselves as our children. Those children born out of wedlock and born of rape and brutality and war. Do we leave them as orphans, neglected, unfed, uncared for, kept back in the shadows so that the decent people might live a life uncast by their reflection? Or do we say, come, come, come out into the light. Come bring your pain and your suffering, bring all that you are. We are ready to hear you. This is my gift to you of love and light, beauty and darkness, all together, all whole, all as one.
Thank you. And the reason why I wanted to take that particular channeling was, so as I mentioned, my brother Paul went missing a few weeks ago, and he lived on a houseboat on the River Stour in Sandwich in Kent, and we don't know what happened to him exactly, but he was found last Sunday, and yeah, he drowned. We had the feeling that that was what had happened, but the 2 weeks, 2 days where we didn't know what had happened to him was just such an incredible journey, and very much a dark night of the soul. And you know, I really wrapped Sarah around me, because these times where things are very difficult and perhaps we're going into darkness, she holds this incredible capacity to bring the light in. And it's not about trying to get away from the darkness, it's about bringing the dark and the light together, and allowing in the love of friends, or the ability to take care of yourself. And also, quite often when these things happen, that is when our shadow side comes up. And so that thing in that quote about, you know, the parts of ourselves that perhaps we find disgusting and horrible, if we call Sarah in to support us, she helps us embrace those parts of ourselves so that we come into this beautiful oneness and gorgeousness of loving even the bits that we thought were just really, really horrible. And it's something really special, this quality she has of bringing the dark with the light, the male with the female, the this with the that, you know, all of these polarities coming together. Just calling on her energy, you get this incredible gift and this incredible support, basically. Debbie's saying, feeling what you are saying coming so deeply from your heart, Rachel. Love and gratitude to you. Thank you. Yeah, and I can really feel that energy in my heart. And somehow when things come into crisis in life, my heart opens straight away. And then it closes, like after a couple of days it closes again, and then I have to like work through that as well. But it has felt like an initiation, what's been happening in my life the last few months, because there was all sorts of stuff going on before this. And then Thursday, I actually spent the whole day in hospital because I had an operation last year on my veins, and then it hasn't been successful. I have to have it again. I've been having all sorts of problems. I went to see my doctor and she said, I think you might have a deep vein thrombosis. I want you to go and have tests. So I spent the whole day in like the accident and emergency department, surrounded by people with machines that just kept beeping all the time. And I was just doing Sarah chants over and over in my head, over and over in my head. All is well, and repeating Sanskrit chants, and everything was fine. Everything was fine, but I was like, God Almighty, is this really happening? You know, it's just because it has just been like one thing after another. And then I was fine, and the doctor said, yes, you're fine. Yes, this is happening, but what we need to do is this, and you can run, you can walk, you can. And I was so happy the next day. I went out for a run, and I just felt like, oh my God, it was a really windy day, but it was sunny. And I was just like running past things and just loving them and appreciate them. I really felt like I'd been given a new life, like I had died and like come alive again. So yeah, I just wanted to share some of that with you. Louise, can we talk about angels? Let's talk about angels.
Would you like me to read a little bit?
Well, yeah, I would. So Sarah has this incredible host of angels that she works with. They're very connected with Sophia as well. And we work with them in the Sarah healing system. And there's different symbols that we use. We have a symbol for the violet flame, Sarah's violet flame. We have a symbol for Sarah's energy, and we have a symbol for the angels. And Louise really, really loves working with the angels. She just really resonates and is so connected to that angelic energy. So yeah, Louise, please read us out the angel excerpt.
A special chapter because it's taken from one of the interviews that where I interviewed Sarah, and Rachel channeled the information. So it does feel very, very special to be able to do this, and thank you. Chapter 3. Welcome, I am Sarah. My blessings are upon you, and as each of you listen to me on this day, or in the days or weeks or months and years ahead, perhaps you can start to sense or become aware that around my energy is another energy of the angelic realm. If you like, you can see this as a beautiful divine white light, whiter than white. It is through these angels that I carry out my divine will. My divine will, of course, is in alignment with the divine, because I am at a level of advancement that means from the place that I speak today, I am speaking with clarity and perspective. It can also be that if you call upon my angels, which of course do not belong exclusively to me, I am but a representation of a divine archetypal force, one which seems complex at first, but is, in essence, what happens when you bring together the divine feminine and the divine masculine in oneness. Calling upon my angels and imagining them in a horseshoe around you can give that perspective. Know that angels that I work with exist as a collective. So trying to place a number on them doesn't really work. They are large, they are legion, they are many, but they are in oneness. However, you can, each of you, call for one particular angel to work with, should you wish. So there are as many angels as is needed at any one time. The number is infinite. I am Sarah, and these are the words that I wish to speak just now. Blessed be.
Amen.
Amen.
And so we have a beautiful healing system, as I've mentioned before, and I've been teaching that maybe for 2 years now, teaching different people to become Sara healers, and now I've started teaching some of the Sara healers to become Sara teachers. And Louise is the first, and you're going to be running a course quite soon, aren't you, Louise?
Starts on Saturday the 30th of April, and it will take place the 30th of April, Saturday the 28th of May, and Saturday the 25th of June on Zoom. So 3 different sessions, and the first one will be an initiation and attunement into the angelic realm. The second will work with Sarah's violet aspect of the violet flame and the lilac violet flame, and the third is Sarah herself.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And we're nearly at the end, Louise. That time went quick, didn't it? So just a few last things that I wanted to mention. So I said earlier there was actually too much material in this book. So what I did was I took out all the practices, chants and prayers that were in there, and I've put them into another book. And that will be coming out. I don't know how long. Hopefully before 6 months have passed, but that will be like an accompanying book, because there are so many beautiful chants, prayers and practices of Sarah. That will be a really lovely book just to be able to pick up and get some inspiration when needed. The chanting has become quite a thing for me. As I mentioned, I've got a harmonium that I'm learning to play, and I'm going to be doing Sarah Blessings on my Patreon site. And I'm going to be doing that as a monthly thing, and that is a chance where we come together and I will chant and sing, and then you will also chant and sing if you want to, or you can just sort of sit in the energies and, you know, get a bit of a sound bath basically. But it's always great to chant along, and if you're doing it at home, no one can hear you if you're the sort of person that doesn't want people to hear you. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm constantly getting new like Sarah chants coming through, and they're so powerful, and I just wanted a place to share them basically, so I'll be doing that. And then the last thing that I wanted to share about these kind of things was, so as I said, I've been working with Sarah for lots of years. There's all sorts of blogs, interviews, things all over the internet. So what I've done is I've written a few like newsletters and put it together like on an email list, because it will help people, like especially people who are just coming to Sarah, start at the beginning and work through. Because quite often, you know, because I've been doing this for I don't know how many years it is, since 2006, I don't want to think about it. But for all of those years, I'm sort of quite often talking about like where I am now. And there was all this stuff that went before that was really good, basically. But I don't think about it. So I'm just going to drop a link in, if I can find it, to the chat for where you can sign up to that newsletter. And when you sign up to it, you get this most incredibly beautiful video meditation to Sarah's ashram. And I recorded that this week, and I listened back to it yesterday and I cried because it is just so lovely. I've just put it in. It's quite a long link, but it does take you to the web page where you sign up basically to get this meditation and these newsletters. Have you listened to that, Louise, yet?
The meditation,
Yeah.
yes, I have. For me, it's about as close, I think, as we can get without being physically there. It was very, very beautiful. So thank you.
And Sarah's ashram, the energy of her ashram is so special.
Yes.
And it's all about, the more of us that visit it, the closer and closer it gets to earth.
Rings, yes.
We're like building the bridges between heaven and earth, basically. So I'll be quite excited to hear people's feedback as well. I think we can just squeeze in one last one, Louise. The excerpt, the land where you live excerpt.
Yes. Okay. This is chapter 9, the land where you live. And I think it's something in terms of the guidance that we're given, that all the different kingdoms will appreciate our efforts. The animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the elementals, they'll love you for being able to put this into practice. I'd be very grateful. Welcome all. I am Sarah. I would speak to you this day about the land where you live. Each of you has an area that you call home. And this is the area which you are now being called to work with. It is wonderful to travel and experience sacred places. But each place on the earth is a sacred place in waiting. Whilst it is true that a certain amount of time is needed before the Earth's new grids become fully online, that doesn't mean that there is no work for you to do now. A large clean-up operation needs to be put into place for you to each clean up an area around your home. As you can imagine, there is much debris lying around energetically. And this is something that must be tackled in the same way that physical waste needs to be tackled. But in truth, the cleaning up of the energetic waste is paramount to the cleaning up of the physical waste, which exists in vibration, is what attracts the physical matter to come into form. If you clean a site of waste physically, but don't clean up the energetic waste that has caused it, then within a matter of days and weeks and months, the physical litter and pollution will have returned. I am Sarah, and I tell you that each thing that each of you does has an impact on the whole and affects the entire web. You are all connected, one to each other, and what one does sends out vibrations along the lines of light that connect you all in this great web net of light. Each of you has responsibility over the area where you live, and there you are connected to your local elementals and land deities. And so you can much more effectively and safely deal with the cleansing of these areas. So this is the place to start. I am Sarah, And I give you my blessings. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louise. And yeah, I just wanted to squeeze that last one in because Sarah has so much work that she does with earth energies, and her violet flame is amazing for clearing places where the energy needs clearing, and she's very much involved, and there's lots in the book about that. So yes, we're coming to a close now. So you've got any last things you want to say, Louise?
I wanted to say if people want to learn more about you, they can go to your website, www.rachelgoodwin.dk.
Thank you. Yes. There's
I
plenty
just
on
want,
there, podcasts and all sorts.
just one more time, sharing the book. I actually just even love holding it without actually necessarily wanting to read. That the energy that emanates through it is really very, very beautiful. And I can't wait to hear what people their experiences are when they receive their copies. So
Oh,
thank you from all of us, Rachel. Many years and hours of work have gone into this beautiful tome of light, which we are very, very grateful for. And I know Sarah was too.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. But of course, I have to say, it all came from Sarah.
Mm.
And but that's why I spent all those hours and days and weeks of my time doing these things, because her her work is really important, and she's here to work with so many of us. And as I said, this is just the start. This is just the beginning. And I can see some last comments coming through now. Alanta says, thank you, I've enjoyed the last hour very much. Angel says, thank you, ladies, I can't wait for my book to arrive. Oh,
Can I read a
Anna.
few out? Just
Yeah,
sorry,
go on,
you
go
got a
on.
few. And let's just say, wonderful being in your company this evening, Rachel and evening. And Louise, thanks to you both. Cora is saying, congratulations, Rachel. Looking forward to reading it. Bless you. And she said, looks so great, your book. And Lara says, thanks for sharing these wonderful moments.
So that's it. That's good night from us. Lots of love to all of you. I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel, and it'll be available on Facebook. So those of you that are watching on the replay, you're welcome to put hashtag replay so we can see that you've watched it and we can appreciate you. So good night, everybody. Good night, Belinda. Good night, Anna. Good night, Deb. All of you watching. Thank you for being here. You're the ones that make all this happen. Without you, it'd be nothing. Lots of love to all of you. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Good night.